Now, zombies has been a long-lasting journey, all the way from the days of World at War, fighting off the Nazis in the Nocturne Toten bunker, all the way to Revelations, fighting the Apothicons in the Great Battle. In today's video, guys, we're going over all Call of Duty zombie maps ranked from worst to best. Now also, guys, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notifications button to know whenever I upload a video. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into this. Now, guys, coming to the worst spot in all of Call of Duty Zombies is Zetsubu no Shima. Now, guys, I personally have a hatred for this map, and it's for the various aspects of it, simply because it is not fun. One, it comes to the setup. The setup is a piece of garbage. It takes a whole hour to set up on this map. It's boring. The boss is way too annoying, spawns way too frequently, it doesn't give you enough points, the spores all over the maps, the amount of buildables, the Easter egg, just an altogether shit map, guys. And I am very certain the community just does not like this map, and I personally am no different. Zetsubu no Shima, worst map of all of Call of Duty Zombies. Now, placing right above Zetsubu no Shima, guys, we have the horrendous Die Rise. You heard of this right, ladies and gentlemen. I hate Die Rise. Now, ever since when this map first came out, I absolutely hated this map's guts, whether it be the map's layout that was just horrible, the map being way too easy with your overpowered wonder weapon. Die Rise is just not a fun map. Plus, it did also have the transit crew, and it was just an altogether shitty experience in my personal opinion. I don't know if it was just me that I had a bad experience with this map, but let me know down in the comment section below, guys, if you personally didn't like this map either. I just could not get a good feeling for this map, and it might be just a personal hatred against this. Now, guys, placing above Die Rise is actually a controversial one, because this is transit. I know a lot of people obviously have the biggest hate for this map, calling it trans shit. Just altogether hatred from the community to transit. It is no doubting that no one really likes this map very much, but let me tell you guys why I personally believe it's not the worst, but one of the worst. Now, it's simply because of the fun factor that this map provides you when you do play with friends. Now, I do have to admit, solo, this is not the best map, but everyone knows the bullshit of transit. The jet gun's a piece of garbage, the denizens, the fog, the fire, just overall a bad zombies experience. But when it comes to friends, when it comes to riding the bus, it just really can be a fun experience with your friends. Now, I would say it's definitely a co-op map. Solo, not so much. But the main reason transit is not the worst map in my personal opinion, because unlike maps like Zetsubu and Die Rise, it occasionally can actually be fun, regardless of all the bullshit implemented into the map. Now, guys, placing right above transit, we have Shi no Numa. Now, a lot of you may say, really? Shi no Numa is really one of the worst maps of all time. Well, let me tell you why I personally think it is, as once again, this is my personal opinion. So, Shi no Numa has never really been my favorite, and it's for a variety of reasons. I would say one of the main reasons is it is simply too easy on World at War, and I only like to play the World at War edition of the Shi no Numa map because of the PPSH, the original World at War weapons, which in my personal opinion were the most fun weapons to use. And I don't really like the vibe of this map. It never really got a good vibe to me. It always kind of made me depressed. It was just a simple, disgusting, depressing map, and the setting was awful, and I really think that's the reason I tend to stay away from Shi no Numa. Shi no Numa places right above transit. One of the worst maps, but not the worst, I would say. Not bad, not good. Now, this is going to be a very controversial one, but guys, placing right above Shi no Numa, we have another World at War map, Nocturne Toten, the original zombies experience, brought back to us way back in 2008. Now, guys, this map is a bare bone difficult map, and if you want to survive to even round 20 on this map, you have to be a freaking legend. Now, guys, the reason this map is not very good is, one, it's way too basic, which does make it a little bit boring. There's not much to work with, it makes it really hard, and definitely not noob friendly at all. It's very glitchy. It's really just not the best experience after we've been spoiled with so many of these new features and new maps. I would say if you brought us back about 8 years ago, this map would have been absolutely fun, amazing experience for sure, but now, guys, it just does not cut it as a zombies map. Now guys, placing in right above Nocturne Tone, we have Revelations. Now a lot of you guys may be asking, why is Revelations ranked so low? Now, it's not that really this map is even bad. I personally think it is a decent, solid map, but the only reason I put this at this spot is because it was the DLC 4, the epic conclusion that everyone hyped up after the DLC 4 of Black Ops 2, which is Origins. We thought this map was going to be absolutely fantastic, 10 times better than Origins, and Origins just simply ended up shitting on it. Now, the reason I say this is because no new gameplay implementations. We got the gravity spikes from Dryzen, the shield from Gorod Kurobi, the Apothicon Servant from Shadows of Evil. Need I say more? The freaking Thunder Gun from Black Ops 1. There was literally nothing new about this map, and it's too easy also, which is a huge gameplay flaw, and it really makes me wonder what the fuck was Jason Mondo smoking when he was making the last map for the Origins characters. Horrible DLC 4. Don't even get me started on the cutscene. Just an altogether bad map. Now guys, placing right above Revelations, we have the map 5. Now 5 is only better than Revelations because it's actually a challenging map and it's a very unique map. Revelations was not. Anyways, 5 is a really different and interesting take on the zombies experience that we come to expect. We're in the Pentagon with the president. Freaking Castro is just freaking Castro, and I don't even know who the two other guys are, to be honest with you, but it is a very unique map. Now I personally think this map is a little bit too hard, but you know what, man, a challenge is always accepted. I do really enjoy playing 5 solo and with friends. It's kind of a nostalgic map. It was definitely outshined by Keynote to Toten, but you know what, man, not a bad map at all. Just a little bit hard to set up on, but aside from that, it's always a map that keeps you on your toes, very fun, and a great wonder weapon. That was sarcasm. Now guys, it was really hard to choose which map was better for this whole list. Now, I really did not know what to choose between 5 and this map, but coming in right above 5, guys, we have Nuketown Zombies. Now speaking of a map that keeps you on your toes, Nuketown Zombies is one of the most challenging zombie maps of all time. You don't have much to work with. There is no wonder weapon aside from the ray gun or the ray gun Mark II. There is just, it is a sense of bare bone feeling. It's almost like a World at War Nocturne Toten bare bones feeling. Just a very fun map that you have to be good at to really playing it to around 25 even. It's very challenging, very fun solo and with friends, keeps you on your toes. Very good experience for a zombies map. Now, taking a complete 360 off the whole keeping you on your toes type of thing that we were talking about, we also now have Buried. Now Buried is actually very different from Nuketown and 5. Buried is actually one of the easiest maps in zombies history, right behind Revelations in my personal opinion. Now, the reason I say Buried is actually better than those two maps is simply because of all the innovation in this map and all the new features. It's a lot more fun to play than Nuketown and 5, I will admit that, just because it's just so innovative. It's so new, everything is fresh. We have Leroy, we have the candy, we have all the new features like the witches, the paralyzer makes you fly, just an absolutely ridiculous map. One of the greatest DLC 3s because of simply how crazy everything was, but of course the reason it's still ranking relatively low is because of its difficulty level. The difficulty of this map is pretty garbage, and we still do have the transit crew, which once again does kind of do rank a map, which is unfortunate, but it is the sad truth. But guys, altogether, pretty solid map. Now, a lot of you guys might disagree with what I'm about to say, but what I personally think is above Buried is actually Shangri-La. Now, I know Shangri-La is definitely one of the more hated maps, but in my eyes, I do definitely enjoy Shangri-La from time to time. Solo, it's a great map, and not with friends. With friends, it's kind of very difficult because there's no area to train at all. With solo, it's manageable. There's a great wonder weapon, a very unique wonder weapon, I might add. It has an amazing setting, and I definitely am choosing this because of the great vibrant setting that it has. Most zombie maps nowadays, and really always have been, very, very dark, and while it is zombies and it should be scary, it is nice to have a little bit of a change. It's a very beautiful map, and it was, when it was remastered in Revelations, it just looked absolutely gorgeous. And honestly, Shangri-La is just a breath of fresh air from all of the dark, gritty, depressing zombie maps that we've come to expect. Not a bad map, very iffy with it. The community is very so-so on it, but I would say more people just don't like it. But it's my personal opinion. Once again, guys, Shangri-La comes in right now. Now, speaking of dark, gritty, scary-looking maps, we have the map Verrückt. Now, Verrückt is probably the most game-changing zombie map ever. It was still the second zombie map, don't forget that, but it is the first map to introduce perks. Perks are probably the most important gameplay and implementation, aside from Pack-a-Punch, which isn't even as important as perks, you could really argue, because it has Juggernaut, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and of course Double Tap, which wasn't great at the time, but perks are just absolutely amazing. This map introduced the mystery box locations. It was a map that really did keep you on your toes and probably kept us out of the night when we used to play this. Just a very, very creepy, scary map, and you gotta love the classic zombie maps. Coming after Verrückt, guys, we have a map called Call of the Dead. Now, you guys may be familiar with this map. This map is a very, very large map. It was like the first really cool looking snow map that we've gotten, and it has just an amazing layout. It's a very big map, as I did say, and it's very expansive for sure. There's a lot you have to learn when you play this map, and it's just a fresh new experience with a lot of cool features. It has 3 wonder weapons. It has the Wonder Waff you acquire through the Easter egg, but in fact it was the first legitimate Easter egg in all of Call of Duty Zombies. You have the VR11, which I guess really isn't a wonder weapon, but at the same time you could consider it to be, and of course the Scavenger, very innovative map, and the only reason it's ranking more on the low side is because of George Romero, and of course we all hate George Romero. But guys, this map at the time was just absolutely crazy and a breath of fresh air, and something we've never really seen before. Also, it was the first time that we did get to see a cast of actors. Now, you know how I said Shangri-La was definitely split in the community, but coming in here right after Call of the Dead, we have probably the most split community based map of all time. You either love or hate Moon. Moon is probably the most love-hate map in all of the Call of Duty Zombies series. It definitely, in my eyes, is more of in the middle, but I know a lot of people love this map and hate this map. There's also just a lot of bullshit in this map, like the astronaut and the perks and, you know, Area 51, but I also think it is a fresh experience. It is a really cool looking map. At the time when Zombies wasn't as crazy as it is now, when we heard that we're going to the moon for DLC 4, I was absolutely amazed. I remember my friends telling me about this, and I'm just like, what? You're fucking with me, there's no way. And I actually played it at their house, and I was actually blown away. It has an amazing wonder weapon, the freaking zap guns, the wave guns, just crazy looking wonder weapons. They're like Mark II, they're like Mark IIIs, but not really. We kind of consider it to me, they look like ray guns. They're just absolutely crazy. You combine the 2 wonder weapons together. It is probably one of the most expansive, largest maps of all time, and there's so much to learn when it comes to playing Moon. Just an absolutely well done map in my personal opinion. Now, what I believe is better than Moon, we have Ascension. The reason is because it's just the first map that you can really train anywhere. I really learned my training skills on this map. It was not Kino, it was not Derice, it was not anything before that, it was Ascension. Ascension was the map that really taught me how to train. Every area is wide open. It's almost like boot camp for new Zombies players. If you are a new Zombies player, buy Black Ops 1, buy the DLC for it, go get your ass on that freaking training spot with the lunar lander and the spot where PhD is. It is just absolutely fun. You can get to round 50 if you want. You can get to around 100 if you want. But it is one of the most fun maps ever still. And a lot of the easy maps tend to be boring to me. But whatever it is that keeps Ascension fun, regardless of the easy difficulty, is something I don't really know. I guess it's just the fact that it was my first map that I did really well on, and I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but I'm pretty sure you guys all feel the same way. This is a nostalgic map with an amazing layout and amazing training spots, just almost a damn near perfect map. Now coming in right above an Ascension, guys, we have Darius, or the Giant from Black Ops 3. The Giant, or Darius, is amazing. It's just a very crazy map, because I would say it was the first modern zombie map. And why I say this is because it has all the basic necessities that a zombie map tends to have. You have Pack-a-Punch, an Easter egg, perks, all those simple things that every zombie map nowadays pretty much does in fact have, and it really became a staple of zombies with all these gameplay implementations, teleportation devices, crazy things in zombies were really happening after this. And I would say this map was the map that really revolutionized zombies, really popularized zombies, and created the hype for Black Ops 1. Definitely a classic map that everyone loved, probably one of the most played maps of all time. And outside the catwalk, just an amazing experience, not only solo but also with friends. Just a great map, remembered to be as a classic. Now guys coming in right above Darius, the Giant, we have Darius' bigger brother, Toten. Now Toten is a map that is very similar to Darius. Now it is practically identical, actually. Like teleporters, there are the Nazi flags everywhere. It's like Darius 2.0 almost, you know what I mean? It is a very similar map. I don't know why I personally prefer Kino over Darius, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will tend to agree with me. I don't know if it's just the Black Ops 1 engine is real better than the World at War engine, or if the map's just better, or if I just really love the Thunder Gun. But training also became really popular in this map. This map is definitely, in my personal opinion, the best map in all of Black Ops 1 aside from maybe Ascension. And Ascension and this map were really the two training maps in my personal opinion. Now guys, here is where we get into the really good maps. Now coming in right above Toten, we have Shadows of Evil. Now speaking of a good disc map, this disc map is one of the most packed disc maps of all time. Now it's not packed in the sense of shit like Transit was, it's actually packed in the sense of good content. Shadows of Evil is one of the most complete maps that we've had in Zombies history. It is an absolutely stunning map in terms of the visuals and the gameplay implementations. It had an amazing boss, the Marg, which kept you always on your toes. It was challenging but not too challenging. It was honestly, in my personal opinion, the most perfect balance of difficulty that any map has seen in history. This map is absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous, it's fun to play with, great characters, great solo, great with people. Need I say more? Shadows of Evil, just the most nostalgic map for me in terms of just, fucking love this map, dude. Now, a map very similar to Shadows of Evil is Mob of the Dead. Now, Mob of the Dead is almost like Shadows of Evil's big brother, is just as Kino is to Darius. Now, Mob of the Dead is also set in Alcatraz, very creepy setting. It's also one of the scariest looking maps of all time, I am not even gonna lie. Whenever I play Mob of the Dead, I definitely do get a little creeped out. Also, this map is an amazing wonder weapon. Now, what really makes this map for me is the wonder weapon. It's probably my favorite wonder weapon of all time. The Vitrolic Withering, the Acid Gat is just freaking amazing. Just paired with Electric Cherry, it is such a great combination, such a fun combination. And I haven't even played this map that much, to be honest with you, but I already know that it is one of my favorites of all time. And honestly, this map is a damn near masterpiece. Just the whole process of Pack-a-Punch is so cool. My only issue, my only complaint with it is the fact that you actually have to rebuild, or not rebuild, recollect all the gasoline for the plane from all the parts that you acquire the parts from. I mean, that's just very annoying to me. But aside from that, this map is ridiculously good, very cool, very fun to do with your friends. It is pretty challenging with people, but solo it's not too bad. Very cool map. You really have to know what you're doing when you play Mob of the Dead. A very interesting experience. Now guys, this map I probably have the most memories with, and it's Der Eisendrache. The amount that I have played this map is unhealthy. Literally, I have played this map way too much. I probably have about 28 days played on Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I would say about 12 of those days came from Der Eisendrache. Now that is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of playtime I've put into this map is something you guys just shouldn't even know. I don't know why I told you. Now I look weird. Literally, it's that good. I remember wanting to get to around 50, then I hit that. Wanting to get to around 60, then I hit that. All the way to 94, then I hit 94. I played this map so much. The bows, the Panzer, just the Wonder Fizz, just every single thing, the Wonder Spheres, the movement, everything about this map. The fact that it's such a quick build setup, but it's also a complicated map. It's just such a great, well done map. It's easy to get Pack-a-Punch. It's fun on high rounds. It's easy for new players, but also great for advanced players. Just, I don't know how to describe this map's freaking beauty. Such a good map. It's definitely a knockoff of all the classics, but you know what, man, I don't care. It's a great map with a lot of good gameplay implementations. And don't even get me started on the Easter egg. I am not even an Easter egg guy, but I absolutely love this Easter egg. It was the first Easter egg that really introduced a boss fight. We blew up the goddamn moon, and of course we killed Dempsey. Now guys, coming right above Horizon Rock is probably the best map in Black Ops 3 Zombies. For me, it's Gorod Krovi. Now, Gorod Krovi is one of the best maps in terms of weapon variety. A lot of the things that Black Ops 3 Zombies really lacked on was weapon variety. A lot of the weapons were good, but they weren't really different, and they weren't really fun to use either. Now, I found with Gorod Krovi that is a whole different story. It is amazing when it comes to weapon variety. The setting is on point. Very cool Stalingrad setting. The map is really challenging with all the fire, the bosses spawning every freaking where, and it's a map that really keeps you alert. Whenever you play Gorod Krovi, you really have to know what you're doing. The setup is absolutely fun to do. There's a great shield that was added on this map. The freaking dragon shield was so cool. The fist, the dragon that you get to control, the dragon that you get to ride on, the Pack-a-Punch, freaking being set in another part of the city, the Easter egg, the boss fight, you kill Nikolai, you get an introduction to Dr. Monty. This map is so nostalgic, and if you guys remember this map when it came out during summer, it was the high point of Zombies. Zombies was never so popular ever in existence. This map is golden, dude. Almost a damn near classic, and I definitely do think this is one of the greatest maps of all time. Now, I'm definitely a little bit salty to put this map in the #1 spot because I wanted Revelations to beat the shit out of this map. Literally shit on this map, but this map just ended up shitting on Revelations. Now, guys, coming in at the best map of all time in the whole Zombies storyline, the whole Zombies franchise, we have Origins. This map is complicated. This map is complex. It is a map that really engages you into the experience. There are 4 staffs. You have to build them. You have to upgrade them. It is such a crazy map. You get the introduction to the new Primus characters, whole Primus storyline that laid the story for Black Ops 3 Zombies. Just an altogether amazing experience. There's the introduction of the Panzer, the robots that engage with the map, similar to the dragons from Gorod Krovi. Just crazy map. How can you not say this map is the best? I haven't even played this map that much. Just looking at it, it looks absolutely ridiculous. This map was so in-depth, so complex. They put so much effort into this map, and I don't know why they just simply couldn't do it for Revelations. But aside from the point, Origins, guys, it's the best map of all time. I really don't think you can doubt that. I mean, there's other maps that may be more fun to you. Origins is the most in-depth there has ever been when it comes to a zombie map. And the Easter egg, guys, long, complex, amazing, very damn near a masterpiece. I don't really know how to explain it. This map is just boom, they hit it on the nail. Freaking killed it when they made this map. Great job, Jason Lundell. I would say this is still your best map of all time, and yeah, Origins just comes into the best map of all time. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. It definitely means a lot. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and comment down what is your favorite zombie map of all time and what is your least favorite zombie map as well, because I'm definitely interested to know both. Anyways, also remember, this was just my personal opinion, so please don't get triggered, don't get butthurt. We're all here for good fun. We all love zombies, so it's not a big deal. Anyways, that's all I have to say for this video, guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one, and goodbye. The worst, but one of the worst. Now, it's simply because of the fun factor that this map provides you when you do play with friends. Now, I do have to admit, solo, this is not the best map, but everyone knows the bullshit of transit, the jet gun's a piece of garbage, the denizens, the fog, the fire, just overall a bad zombies experience. But when it comes to friends, when it comes to riding the bus, it just really can be a fun experience with your friends. Now, I would say it's definitely a co-op map. Solo, not so much. But the main reason transit is not the worst map in my personal opinion, because unlike maps like Zetsubu and Treat for this map, and it's for the various aspects of it, simply because it is not fun. One, it comes to the setup. The setup is a piece of garbage. It takes a whole hour to set up on this map. It's boring. The boss is way too annoying, spawns way too frequently, doesn't give you enough points, the spores all over the maps, the amount of buildables, the Easter egg, just an altogether shit map, guys. And I am very certain the community just does not like this map, and I personally am no different. Zetsubu no Shima, worst map of all. Now, Zombies has been a long-lasting journey, all the way from the days of World at War, fighting off the Nazis in the Nocturne Toten bunker, all the way to Revelations, fighting the Apothicans in the Great Battle. In today's video, guys, we're going over all Call of Duty zombie maps ranked from worst to best. Now, also guys, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notifications button to know whenever I upload a video. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into this. Now guys, coming to the worst spot in all of Call of Duty Zombies is Zetsubu no Shima. Now, guys, I personally have a hate of Call of Duty Zombies. Now, placing right above Zetsubu no Shima, guys, we have the horrendous Die Rise. You heard of this right, ladies and gentlemen. I hate Die Rise. Now, ever since when this map first came out, I absolutely hated this map's guts, whether it be the map's layout that was just horrible, the map being way too easy with your overpowered wonder weapon. Die Rise is just not a fun map. Plus, it did also have the transit crew, and it was just an altogether shitty experience in my personal opinion. I don't know if it was just me that I had a bad experience with this map, but let me know down in the comment section below, guys, if you personally didn't like this map either. I just could not get a good feeling for this map, and it might be just a personal hatred against this. Now guys, placing above Die Rise is actually a controversial one, because this is transit. I know a lot of people obviously have the biggest hate for this map, calling it trans shit. Just altogether hatred from the community to transit. It is no doubting that no one really likes this map very much, but let me tell you guys why I personally believe it's not